Yo, what is up guys? Welcome back to another video today. So I'm not actually going to be doing any fishing. I'm actually just going to go over my GHEENOE and my reels, my rods, all of that, all my stuff I'll be using this year. And my GHEENOE is by far the most asked about thing, or the question I get asked about most is things about my GHEENOE. So I'm going to try to answer all those questions here, and hopefully I will be able to do that for you guys. Alright, so starting from the top here, or just the whole boat in general, this is a 15.4 GHEENOE Highsider. What the 15.4 means is 15 foot, 4 inches from the tip to the transom, and I have a 9.9 Yamaha on the back, so I'll show you guys more about that in a second, but we're just going to start off from the top here. We're going to start off with the trolling motor. So the trolling motor I have is a 55 Minn Kota Riptide. It is a saltwater trolling motor. If you guys remember the channel earlier, or actually last year, I had a freshwater trolling motor, a black Endura, but I no longer use that. This is far better. I'm not going to say it's stronger or anything like that, but it is way more durable. It is meant for saltwater, so I'm glad I have this one now. I actually got it for Christmas, so thank you to my parents for grabbing that for me. It is absolutely amazing. So battery is right here. It stays at the front. It's pretty heavy and sometimes bounces, so I have this sea deck under it right there. And so yeah, that's the front section. While we're at the front here, this is the bench that I'm almost always standing on. There's a sea deck right here, and here's actually my chest mount. This is a DJI Osmo Action. I absolutely love it. If you guys are looking for an action camera, check this one out. It is right up there with GoPro. I would recommend it and say it's way better than GoPro in my opinion. Then onto the drone that I have right here. This is the Mavic Air. It's a really good drone for the price. I like it a lot. You guys have been really enjoying the drone shots, and it's a tough thing to do, drone shots. It's a lot of work and a little sketchy to always have the drone up in the air while you're fishing, not paying attention to it. But it handles everything I've thrown at it pretty well. It is actually pretty small, which is one of the things I like about it. It can fit in your hand right there. So normally let's see if I can do this. The propellers pull out just like that, and just like that, and that's it right there. So that's the drone I use. And moving on to the middle section here. So the middle section of the boat has, I always keep my bucket right there, keep my tackle bag right there. And this is a Yeti bucket. I know it's a $40 5-gallon bucket. It doesn't do anything better than any other 5-gallon bucket, but with no other expensive really things in this boat. I don't have a live well, no electronics, nothing like that. A $40 bucket isn't really that big of a deal, I don't think. The lid right here, everybody asks about it. It is made by Thrasher Lures. It's called the Thrash Can Bucket Topper. It is actually meant, it's meant for a bucket. You put it on there and it's meant to keep garbage in, so you can put garbage in that hole right there and it won't pop out when you're moving with the boat and all that. But I actually use it to hold live bait. So live mullet, you can pop them right in that hole and they don't jump out. And it's actually, the fact that it's clear and lets a lot of light in, I think it keeps the mullet a lot calmer in there. They're always like super chill. Like when you have a hard lid on there, mullet are always jumping into the top and trying to like break through the lid, but they actually don't do that with this this mesh lid. It's pretty awesome. I have a link in the description with code. You can actually save 10% if you guys want to pick up this exact same lid, and it's really awesome. So moving on to the back section of the boat here, this is where I always kind of stand to drive the boat, or I'll sit right on the cooler right there and steer with the tiller handle, which is right in there. On the back is where I keep the Yeti cooler. This is a 35 quart Yeti. I don't typically carry a lot of food or drinks or stuff. I'll usually just have like a water bottle. I'll bring water in, and that's about it. But it's more of a structural piece. You can lean on it, stand on it, you can pull from it, and all that sort of stuff. So on to the push pole right here. It is a 17-foot push pole. It's fiberglass. Yes, of course, I wish I could have a carbon fiber one, but this one works just fine for pushing this light boat. It's super easy to do. You just got to have some decent balance when you're up here on the cooler. So onto my rods that you guys saw in the last video. This is a 7.6 heavy Calusa custom rods. Got the JM logo right there. It's a bit upside down, but it's an awesome rod. I love it so far. And with a 5500 spin fisher, which is under there, extremely durable reel, and it has 40-pound braid on there. Then onto my other small, my medium setup. This is a 2500 Stratic right there on a 7-foot Calusa rods with, you've got the JM logo on there as well. Split grip rod. It is really awesome, and I'm loving it so far. All right, and onto the back section of the boat, we have just the gas tank right there, and then 2 life jackets right there as well. So this is kind of just like no man's land. I don't ever really come back here unless I'm putting gas in the boat. But normally I'll just sit on the cooler here, turn around, pull with the cord right there, start the engine, and turn back around and go. So onto the motor here, we have a 9.9 Yamaha. I think this is a 2008, and my boat is a 2008 as well. So this engine will push this boat when I'm like by myself. I think my max speed is about 21 miles per hour. If you bring someone else, it's going to be about 17 or 18 miles an hour. You're going to lose a little bit of speed, so just be conscious of that when you're if you're ever looking for a GHEENOE. And then one last thing, if you guys are interested in the tiller handle, it is literally made out of PVC. It's painted black, and it has this I don't know what it's called, paracord wrap. Yeah, paracord wrap right here, and it's pretty comfortable. And just me and my dad made that, so it is a pretty sick little tiller handle. Wrapping around all the way to this side of the boat, we have these little holders here. This actually holds the 8-foot stake. I actually lost it. It sank down to the bottom, so rest in peace to that stake. But these little holders right here, they will hold the stake, but I just need to get another one. Moving on over the edge here is where the ruler is. It actually only goes to about 34 inches, so giant fish I usually don't measure on here. I usually just don't measure them, period. I wish I had a space in this boat that went up to like 40 inches, but there's no really area that goes that long where I can lay a fish down and get a good measurement on it, so that's unfortunate. Then, so on to this last thing here. This is the trolling motor bracket. It holds the trolling motor. It's bolted down right there at the front. And it is, a lot of people ask me where you can get it. You can get it at Custom GHEENOE. That's where I got mine in Titusville. And it's roughly $190. So it's kind of an expensive piece, but is very, very useful. There's almost like no other place to get a trolling motor bracket for a GHEENOE Highsider. This is like one of the only ones. And it actually has a little hole there for that stake as well. Then one last thing is what kind of tackle do I normally carry when I'm out fishing? I actually don't carry a ton of tackle. I know some people have like boxes and boxes of just tons of lures. I actually don't carry that much, so I'm just gonna open up my backpack and see what we got in there right now. All right, so we're gonna open this thing up. Let's see what we got. Oh, Guggen Bait Saucy Swimmers. We got 1 pack of those. More Guggen Bait Saucy Swimmers. We got this little waterproof box here. I keep all my circle hooks and jig heads in there. I keep them nice and neat in the packages so they stay nice and don't rust or anything. This is waterproof, so I usually just leave my backpack in here out in the boat, and none of my tackle will get wet because of the waterproof boxes. Then we have the big box right here. I almost never open it because there's just a lot of random lures in here that I don't ever use. We have top waters in here. We have an old voodoo mullet and jig heads, weighted worm hooks, and maybe I'll pull out this big topwater, go for a big snook here soon. All right, and last but not least, the camera that I am filming on and that I've been using for, I want to say like 6 months now, is a Canon 80D. It came out about 4 or 5 years ago. It's kind of an old camera. It's not the fanciest of all cameras. It's a DSLR, and but I like it a lot. I'm learning to use it, and I'm getting the most out of it right now, and I like it a lot. So the lens that I use is a Canon 10-18. It's this wide lens. I like it a lot. It's able to get like big fish in when I'm like really close up to the camera. I can get a big fish in, which I couldn't do with the kit lens. There was a video a while back where I caught a big redfish and I actually just couldn't fit it in the lens without being like 15 feet away, which kind of sucks. So I got the wide angle lens and I really like it a lot. And then one last thing are the glasses I use. These are RCI Optics Spanish House. I've been using RCIs for about 4 years now. I like them a lot. They're really good for those saltwater, like shallow water type stuff. Perfect for what I do. And they're not a sponsor or anything, but I really like the glasses. They're actually local to where I'm at, and they're a cool brand. So I think I got just about everything that I use for my videos. If there is anything that I missed, feel free to go into the comments and just leave a question. I will answer everyone that I can. And I think that's it. If you haven't already, be sure to hit the subscribe button. And the channel is taking off. I can't thank you guys enough. And I think that's it, guys. Be sure to like the video if you guys enjoyed it. And yeah, I'll see you guys in that next video.